Fighter's Brew is our attempt at teaching the liberation martial arts approach through narrative. To get the full experience, you'll need access to the transcripts and breakdowns. Sign up on the Southpaw Pod Patreon. Fighter's Brew, Season 3, Episode 2. The amateur shooto Kansai tournament is underway, and there are 15 other fighters in Meguru's division. Relax, Watanabe tells Meguru. Just remember what we practiced. You've got this. Right, replies Meguru. Match 11, lightweight division, round 1, the announcer broadcasts. In the red corner, from Fighter's Brew, Meguru Takayanagi. In the blue corner, from Quintuple Sons, Shun Umeda. All we know about him is that he's got a 4-2 record, says Watanabe. Just feel him out for the first minute. Don't let him get close, Umeda's corner tells him. Take the fight to him. The fighters walk to the center of the mat and touch gloves. Fight, the ref shouts. Umeda attacks with a right straight. Meguru ducks and backs away. How am I going to feel him out? Thinks Meguru. Calm down, Watanabe shouts. Start with jabs. Meguru builds his offense with jabs and low kicks. Muroi watches to pick up on Meguru's habits. Meguru lands a body jab, then tackles Umeda to the mat. Since he took him down, he must not be confident in his striking, Muroi thinks. Meguru passes Umeda's guard and pins him with his chest. Whether standing or on the ground, he relies more on timing than power, thinks Muroi. Meguru transitions to mount and then armbar. Umeda defends and gets on top. Meguru persists with the armbar. He grabs Umeda's leg and topples him over. Meguru extends the arm and gets the tap. His first match, and he wins by submission in under 2 minutes, Chika tells Ayako. Guess him placing third in Kanto wasn't a fluke, huh? Says Ayako. Meguru's next opponent is Eiichiro Torigoe, a striker who's been racking up knockouts with his right straight. He's a former Yakuza member who's now cleaned up his act. The favorite to win this tournament, however, is Keiji Mitsuya. Though he only started shooto this year, he's an elite wrestler who made the top 4 in freestyle intercollegiate and second in the Emperor's Cup. Both Torigoe and Mitsuya win their first matches with knockouts. Muroi's first match is against Norihiko Kendo from B Phoenix. Word has gotten out about Muroi's bad knee, and Kendo immediately attacks it. Check those low kicks, Muroi-san, yells Kohei. Kendo continues his assault on Muroi's knee. Muroi baits Kendo with his bad knee and counters the low kick with a right overhand. I can see your kicks coming from a mile away, thinks Muroi. Kensho Muroi wins with a knockout. Don't count us old dogs out, Muroi thinks. Afterward, Muroi ices his knee. His family arrives. Meguru watches Muroi embrace his oldest son. Meguru feels some kind of way about it. Back in Tokyo, at Fighter's Brew, Maki is going hard with her sparring partners. She anxiously waits to hear the results of the Kansai tournament. In the second round, Meguru is facing Eiichiro Torigoe from Seido Gym. Torigoe's full back tattoo intimidates him. The match begins. Meguru avoids engaging. Torigoe taunts Meguru to draw him in. Meguru throws a right mid-kick. Torigoe catches it and drops Meguru with a right straight. Kid's still too straightforward, Muroi thinks. The ref starts to count. Meguru is more shocked than hurt. He gets up and the match resumes. Meguru shoots for a takedown without a setup. Torigoe sprawls and counters with a choke attempt, but Meguru sits out. They scramble back to their feet. Meguru looks for a knee, but Torigoe pushes him and throws a right overhand. Meguru disengages. If he can't land a takedown, this match will be a slugfest. Just like Torigoe wants, Muroi tells Kohei. Meguru ducks a left hook from Torigoe and lands a jab. Torigoe dodges Meguru's right and counters with a left body hook. Meguru fires back. He's only finding success with his left punches. Meguru breaks up the slugfest by shooting for a takedown. He can't get Torigoe off his feet, but ends up behind him. He drags him to the mat and takes his back. A note to our listeners. If you love the Southpaw Project, please support us and help us get paid for our labor by financially supporting us on Patreon. This will give you access to exclusive bonus content, like transcripts, early releases of Southpaw Deep Space Nine, our fictional narrative podcast, Fighters Brew, break-free versions of our shows without interruptions like you're hearing now, bonus articles, Fighters Brew transcripts with extra content, Liberation Martial Arts Online, as well as our private chat group on Discord. You can also make one-time donations at Ko-Fi or show your solidarity by wearing our swag. You can find all pertinent links at southpawpod.com. Take your time, Watanabe yells. Meguru knows holding Torigoe down isn't enough to win. Don't worry about a clean finish, Watanabe shouts. Use your strength. Meguru wraps a messy rear strangle and squeezes with all his might, forcing Torigoe to tap due to pain rather than strangulation. Torigoe congratulates Meguru with no complaints. A win is a win after all. Mitsuya wins his next fight with another knockout. He hasn't had to wrestle yet. His next opponent is Meguru. Muroi uses veteran craftiness to win his next match with a strangle, securing a spot in the semifinals. Kohei hands him a bag of ice. Meguru Takayanagi is an odd one, Muroi thinks. He's not exactly gifted with explosive power or technique. His submissions seem more like accidents. How will a balanced all-rounder do against a streamlined fighter like Mitsuya? Match 39, the announcer declares. Lightweight division semifinals. In the red corner, from Fighters Brew, Meguru Takayanagi. In the blue corner, from Natural 7, Keiji Mitsuya. Remember, no matter how athletic he is, he's only been training for 6 months, Watanabe tells Meguru. You've got this. The match begins. Though Mitsuya is a southpaw, he casually walks toward Meguru while evading Meguru's jabs. Meguru dodges a right hook, then a left uppercut, and another right hook. Meguru loses his balance and falls over. Mitsuya casually walks off, and the ref tells Meguru to get back up. Meguru resets and starts with jabs again, but Mitsuya dodges all of them. Meguru mixes it up with right body kicks, but Mitsuya blocks. Nothing has yet to faze him. Meguru shoots. Mitsuya pushes him away and swings wildly with an uppercut. Meguru leans back, and Mitsuya lows a right hook again. Meguru moves into clinch. Mitsuya doesn't budge and counters with an uppercut. Meguru nearly goes down. He shoots for another tackle. Mitsuya breaks off and looks for more punches. Meguru clinches again, but this time jumps guard. Mitsuya stays standing. Meguru falls to his back and looks for a sweep, but Mitsuya defends. Since this isn't pro, I can't beat him to a pulp on the ground, Mitsuya thinks. Better to stand back up then. Mitsuya disengages and motions to Meguru to get back to his feet. Meguru jabs, but this time, Mitsuya tackles him to the mat. Meguru swings for an armbar from the bottom, which Mitsuya uses to get to a side pin. He then stands back up. Mitsuya is toying with him. "One step at a time," Watanabe shouts. Meguru jabs. Mitsuya moves his head, but it still grazes him. Mitsuya is in disbelief. Meguru touches him again with a jab. He's slightly keeping his fist open, adding to his reach. Though it's not hurting Mitsuya, it's throwing his timing off. Mitsuya throws a combination. Meguru dodges. Mitsuya loads up on his shots, and Meguru counters with jabs. Mitsuya is firing and then looking. Meguru takes his time to look, then fires. Meguru lands a body jab. He's finding his range. Meguru sees all of Mitsuya's shots. He turned the fight around with jabs. Meguru lands a right straight to the body, knocking the wind out of Mitsuya. Feeling in danger, Mitsuya instinctively tackles Meguru. If Mitsuya can run out the clock, he wins. From guard, Meguru spins for an armbar. Mitsuya yanks his arm out. Meguru immediately transitions to the sweep he tried earlier and finally takes Mitsuya off his feet. He tries to establish top position, but Mitsuya kicks him off and shoots again. Meguru looks for a choke, but Mitsuya defends. Watanabe told me that Mitsuya is going to be strong in striking and grappling, Meguru thinks. But the openings will be in the transitions. He's only been training 6 months. As they get back to their feet, Meguru digs a knee into Mitsuya's midsection. Mitsuya goes down. He was getting whooped the first half, Ayako tells Chika, but now the tables have turned. Just how does he fight like that? Mitsuya is a frontrunner, thinks Watanabe. He does well so long as he's winning. But once he faces adversity, he's not the same fighter. The ref checks on Mitsuya and resumes the fight. Meguru attacks. Mitsuya shoots. Meguru goes down but gets his knees between himself and Mitsuya and goes for a sweep. Rather than being put on his back, Mitsuya flips over onto his stomach. It's a habit from wrestling. Meguru is quietly developing his ability to seize even the tiniest opening. Meguru jumps on his back and wraps his arms around Mitsuya's neck. Mitsuya keeps defending and reverses to get on top. The bell sounds. If you enjoy Fighters Brew and want to dive in to the Liberation Martial Arts pedagogy, sign up on the Southpaw Pod Patreon.